Hey everybody, welcome to Open Throttle Therapy. My name is Tony. So just a little backstory on myself. I've been riding for about a little over 20 years now. My first bike that I owned was a Gixxer 1100. Second bike was a Victory Vegas, and just recently my wife surprised me for my 40th birthday with a 2023 Road Glide. And as you can tell, just from the camera angle, I am a bigger guy. I'm 6'2", 300 pounds. And the first thing that I did notice when I hopped on the bike to drive it home on my birthday was that the brake pedal was sitting above my foot.
Here in this clip, you can see what I'm talking about. The brake pedal sitting above my foot.
So what we're going to be doing today is replacing the rear brake pedal with the Kuryakyn plus 2-inch pedal relocator. If you have the lowers, they do make a 1-inch pedal relocator that would work perfectly for your bike. So let's go ahead and get into it. See you guys at the end of the video.
First step is to remove the two bolts holding the floorboard to the floorboard brackets. That'll allow you to gain access to the master brake cylinder underneath, along with loosening the front floorboard bracket to get it out of your way, as you'll see later on in the video. Now that the floorboard's out of the way, you can gain access to the bolts for the floorboard brackets. Just be careful here. That bolt was super tight. I was afraid I was going to break the head off of it. As you can see, I let the floorboard bracket fall out of the way and kept it moving. Alright, on to the master brake cylinder. There's two bolts, one in front, one in the rear, toward the brake lever. Take those out, and you're almost ready to pull the stock brake lever off. Now that the master cylinder is loose, you have to remove the bolts that are holding the crash bar on. There's a third bolt you'll see here in a second at the top of the crash bar that I just loosened to be able to rotate the crash bar out of the way. I forgot to mention that the brackets for the Road Glide fairing have to be loosened. You don't have to take them all the way off. And here's the third bolt holding the crash bar in place. again, only loosen that bolt, do not take it all the way out. Once you got the crash bar loose and you're able to rotate it, you take the nut off that holds the brake lever in place, and you also have to remove the cotter pin and the pivot pin. Once you've removed the cotter pin, the pivot pin comes out pretty easy. Now it's time to remove the brake lever. Swing it up out of the way. Swing it down out of the way, past the brake cylinder, past the crash bar, and then just slide it off. Now you're ready for the new brake lever. In order to get the new brake lever in, you have to swing that crash bar out of the way. As you can see, you almost need a third hand there to get that brake lever in. But overall, not too bad. Now it's time to install the pivot pin and then the small cotter pin. Kuryakyn sends you a new one that you can use instead of using the bent one. Once you get the cotter pin placed in the hole to the pivot pin, just use your fingers. That's the easiest way I found to get it to bend over. Now it's time to install the washer and then the nut that holds the brake lever in place. Here you can see I've tightened it up. I don't really worry about the torque specs because it is a lock nut, so get it tight and then in another quarter turn. The bolts for the master cylinder go in. Again, you can use some blue Loctite or tighten it down and then another quarter turn. Now it's time for the hardware for your crash bar. Again, one bolt here, one bolt on the left side of the bike, and then the top center bolt, along with your fairing brackets if you have them. Time to install the floorboard. I did mine with my floorboard bracket loose to help me line it up better for both brackets and not have to fight it. On this floorboard hardware, be careful not to over tighten. It'll damage the floorboard bracket underneath. Now that you got your floorboard installed, go ahead and tighten up that last bolt for the floorboard bracket. Now you're going to install the rear brake pedal pad, try to say that 5 times fast, onto the new brake pedal. And now you're going to take your multi-purpose grease and hit the Zerk fitting 1 or 2 times.
Well, guys, there you have it. The brake pedal install was pretty straightforward, fairly simple process. But if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and forward this video to anyone who you think could benefit. Maybe they just bought a Road Glide or a Street Glide or a Road King for that matter, and they're thinking about doing the same thing. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to spend a little bit of it with me here at Open Throttle Therapy. We'll see you in the next one. Be safe out there.